Hey everybody, Matt over at SFREP. I didn't realize I had my mic on and I'm sitting here coughing into the mic. So my apologies if you had to listen to that. Glad you could join us. If you haven't been on one of these webinars with us yet, we now do them on YouTube. So there's a couple of things you may want to know about YouTube before we get started. First of all, on the lower right-hand corner, there is going to be a small little icon. If you click on that icon, it's going to expand the YouTube video. If you do it with the elongated rectangle, it's going to expand the YouTube video into theater mode. So the chat, instead of being on the right-hand side over here, will be down at the bottom. If you click on the little brackets, that is going to expand the video into full screen so you can see it better. However, just keep in mind that if you do that, then you're not going to be able to use the chat. Now, if you're not signed into YouTube, you can still chat with us, or you can still ask questions. You can just go to your email and email training@sfrep.com. And you can do that if you're watching this after the fact. Okay? So if you're watching this after the fact, just email training@sfrep.com and I will be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. And you can always come back and watch this video after the fact. Okay, so what we're going to be going over today is really the beginning basics of Appraise-It Pro. Now, we do have two other webinars where we go over the basics of Pro. The first one is going to be going over the kind of the introduction to Appraise-It Pro. That's the one after this one. And that is going to be going over how you use Appraise-It Pro, how you get started, how you can start reports, things like that. And after that, we have the tips and tricks webinar, which is going over kind of the more advanced stuff. Now, in a minute, I'll show you where you can go to know when we have those coming up. But basically, if you go to our website, you click on training, you'll be able to see the training calendar, and it will show you and it will tell you what webinars we have coming up. Now, feel free to ask any questions as we go along here, even if they're not necessarily about what we're going over in the webinar. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys may have, okay? So what we're going to be going over here today is we're going to be going over the very basics, how to download and install Appraise-It Pro. Now, there are probably going to be two of you who are going to be watching this video. Those of you who are coming over from another software vendor and you are going to be using Appraise-It Pro for the very first time, and those of you who are coming over from Appraise-It Classic, you've been with Appraise-It or you've been with SFREP for a while, and you want to know how to install Appraise-It Classic. Now, for both of these, if you have any problems with any of this, all you need to do is contact our tech support. Now, our tech support can be reached at 800-644-4051, or you can email them at tech@sfrep.com. If you call them, obviously you're going to get quicker help, and then they'll be able to log into your computer and they'll be able to set everything up for you. But if you are the adventurous type and you want to go ahead and get started now and do it on your own in an effort to learn, first of all, awesome. Second of all, this is how you're going to do it, okay? So the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go to the SFREP website. Now, you can either go to just straight up sfrep.com. Right now I have this pulled up in Microsoft Edge, which is the browser that comes built into Windows. Or you can go to sfrep.com/downloads. Now, if you are moving over from Appraise-It Classic, you might want to go to sfrep.com/downloads. And that way you can type in your customer ID number or your Appraise-It account email in here, and it will show you all of the downloads specifically for you. But if you're moving over from another software package, you may want to just go to our straight up website at sfrep.com. Either way, if you go to our main website, you're just going to come up here to free demo. Now, if you're moving over from another software vendor, you are entitled to a 6-month free demo of Appraise-It Pro, fully functional. And this will guide you through that process. If you are coming over from Appraise-It Class, you can also use this link. Basically, what this link does is it downloads the latest version of Appraise-It Pro. But you can also go to sfrep.com/downloads, and then you can either click here or you can just put your customer ID number in here and then click on View Downloads and download it from there. Either way, you're going to get the latest version of Appraise-It Pro. Okay, so let's go back over here. So the first thing we need to do is we need to download the program. Most basic thing. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click on free demo, Appraise-It Pro. We're going to click on that. In Microsoft Edge, it is going to come up with this little prompt here. And what you're going to want to do is use this little pull down. If it currently says save, you're going to want to select save as. Okay. If you select save, it's going to go to your downloads folder, not the end of the world. And I'll show you how you can get there once you've done that. But I like to do save as, and then I'm going to save it to my desktop here. Okay. So then I would just click save there. If you're on Google Chrome, when you click on this link, either here or here, it is going to come up with this window, or it's going to automatically just send it to your downloads folder. Not the end of the world if that happens, but if it does come up with a prompt, you can just save it to your desktop and click save. Now, you don't have to save it to your desktop for any particular reason. It's just easier to find it if you save it to your desktop. So you can see down here in Chrome, it's going to take about 3 minutes. Looks like my internet's a little bit slow today. Usually this, if you're on a really high-speed connection, it should only take about a minute or so. So you would do the same thing on Microsoft Edge as well. Now, let's see here. Let me pull this over because if your web browser automatically saves it and it didn't prompt you on where to put it, it's going to save it. If you come over here to the left-hand side, so I've just opened up the File Explorer in Windows. And once again, if this is a little bit too much for you, then our tech support can help you with doing this, okay? But it's going to put it into your downloads folder. So you just click on the downloads folder, and then you'll find where it dumped it, okay? But in our case, it is going to save it to the desktop. So if I minimize this, I'll be able to pull it over here actually, because it's going to save it. Let's see, it's on my other monitor, so I just have to find the file. Yeah, so here it is right now. This is what it looks like before it's actually finished downloading. So it's currently downloading it, so we're just going to have to wait a minute. Hopefully all of you are having a good week. We're coming towards the end. If you have any questions, remember, all you have to do is go down there to the below the video or to the right of the video, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. So it is I've got it set to open this automatically. So it looks like we got it less than a minute to go here. Probably should have just gone ahead and downloaded it to begin with, but I wanted you guys to have the full experience. I am currently living in Charlotte. I've moved to Charlotte, and while we're building our house, I'm staying in my parents' above garage apartment. And while they do have fiber optic internet, I have a mesh system to get the internet over here, and it doesn't work so well. So I'm going to be hardwiring up the internet. And once I do that, it should be super fast. So this is not our servers being slow. This is actually the internet here at my parents' house being slow. And hopefully I'm getting a good connection with you guys. I believe it was, but I'm going to check it real quick. Yeah, I still got a good connection. Everything's coming through fine. So just double checking that. So looks like we're almost done here. So, okay, so we got a couple of seconds here now. It should launch it automatically, I believe. So it's going to do a quick virus scan of it down here. And this is a Chrome thing. Sometimes it's a little bit slow. All right, there we go. Probably went blank for you there for a second. That was the what's called Windows Access Control kicking in. So it's asking me, hey, this is a signed installation. Do you want to go ahead and install it? And I just said yes. Now it's pulling it. I have to keep pulling it over here because it's actually putting it on my other monitor. Okay, so this is what would happen when you've downloaded the file and then you double click on it to start the installation. This is what you're going to see, the Appraise-It Pro setup. Now this is super simple. This is also going to be what you see whenever you update Appraise-It Pro, but this is the initial install. So it's, you don't really have to worry about any of this stuff. You're not going to be changing anything. So you just keep clicking next. You will have to say, I accept the license agreement. There's nothing nefarious in here. It's just a boilerplate, license agreement that you have for all software. So we're just going to keep hitting next here. There we go. And it's going to take it a second to install everything. Now, when you do an update, this will be a lot quicker. Now we're going to hit finish and boom, we're done. That's it. Now, the icon for Appraise-It Pro has been placed on my desktop. However, because I'm on a 2-monitor system, it's over my other monitor. So I'm just going to pull it over here and we'll pretend like now we're done and it's on my desktop. So now this icon will live on the desktop. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a first run. So I'm going to double click it. And the splash screen comes up on my other monitor. So just pretend like you see the splash screen here. It's going to take it a second because this is the first time run. So what it's doing is it's unpacking some stuff. And then we get to Appraise-It Pro comes up and we get this registration window. Now this is something unique on the first run is you get this registration window. So we've installed Appraise-It Pro. Now we need to actually register it. So when you are ready to register it, you're going to have a couple of options here. We have register. And this gives you some information. If you have an Appraise-It account, please enter your account information to enable the licensing features. Most of you are going to use this, okay? Unless you're coming over. Now, see, if you're an existing customer, you're probably going to do this. Unless you're coming over from another software vendor, you're going to do request demo. Now, if you have already talked to our sales office and you've set up the demo through them, then you will probably be given, they'll set up your Appraise-It account and they'll give you a temporary password and you'll use your email address as your username. But if you have never talked to our sales office and you want to do this just kind of on your own, or if you just briefly spoken to them and they told you just go download the demo and it'll set up for you, that's what you're going to do down here is demo. Upgrade customer ID. Most of you are not going to do this anymore. This is more what we were doing a while back before people had Appraise-It accounts. But if you need to upgrade your account from the account number, which is the customer ID number that starts with a 9 usually, sometimes a 7 or a V, but use that customer ID number. You can put it in there and you can create your Appraise-It account. And then the last one down here is report viewer mode. Report viewer mode is pretty much exclusively for AMCs, lenders, or people who aren't customers of SFREP who need a way to view MISMO XML files. So we do distribute Appraise-It Pro for free to those people that want to use Appraise-It Pro as a MISMO XML viewer. By the way, if you did join us, and I've seen a couple of people coming and going, if you've joined us late on this YouTube video, just like any YouTube video, you can actually go all the way back to the beginning. So just use the little slider down there for the progress of the video and go all the way back to the beginning, and then you'll be able to start this from scratch. Okay, and then of course you'll be able to come back and watch it at your leisure. So if you have a lender or an AMC or a colleague who wants to be able to view both MISMO XML files in a very readable format, or if they want to be able to view Appraise-It Pro files that you might send them, or Appraise-It Classic files, or if you are retired and you want to still have access to your old files, you can also do it in report viewer mode, and that's completely free. But for most of you, you're either going to do register. So if I click on register, it is going to ask me for my Appraise-It account username and password. And then we'll click next there. And then I'll select my information. Just verify that this is all correct. And then we'll hit next. And then it's going to go out to the server. It's going to download licensing file automatically. It's going to register everything. And then that's it. That's all you have to do. Now, I'm going to invoke this again manually by coming over here to support and register. So we're back here at this same screen. If you are a brand new customer, you can click on request demo. Here, you are going to fill out your information here and just keep clicking next. And what it's going to do is it's going to create an Appraise-It Pro account. You'll have to select just follow the prompts. You're going to have to select a password and give it your email address and things like that. One of the things that we pride ourselves on is, yes, we need to get this information from you because you're going to be demoing our software. We're not going to bother you. I know a lot of people are thinking like, oh, well, when I gave Alamode my information or when I gave ACI my information, they just hammered me nonstop. We're not going to do that. You're going to get 6 free months of Appraise-It Pro. We will contact you maybe like once a month just to check on you, see how you're doing. We're not going to be trying to upsell you. You've got 6 months and we are not going to bother you. And if you want to be left alone, just let us know. We're not in the business of trying to hard sell you. We know that the product is going to speak for itself. When you get a demo, you are going to have full access to Appraise-It Pro and its associated programs. You're also going to have full access to our tech support. So do not be shy about calling them. They are there to help you, okay? So make sure you take down this number, 800-644-4051. You can also email them if you have questions. tech@sfrep.com. If you have customer service questions, you can email sales@sfrep.com. But we want you to use those resources. So if you have a question, if you can't figure something out, if you need a little extra help, you're welcome to contact me as well. My email address is very simple, training@sfrep.com. And if you want some one-on-one training, I'll be happy to give you a call and do that with you. We can get on one of these calls using GoToMeeting. Or, I can answer any questions you have. But really, if you need that help, if you need assistance right away, you're going to want to use the tech support. And we do not limit you. We don't tier out our tech support. If you need them, call them. Okay. And they're open until 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. And they're also there in the afternoons on the weekends. So make sure you give them a call if you need that assistance. They are there to help you. We got the best tech support in the business. They'll be happy to walk you through, get all this stuff set up for you. So in summary, if you are an adventurous type and you really like computers and you're good with computers, go ahead, download Appraise-It Pro, and you can start the demo on your own. But if you want that one-on-one kind of hand-holding, we will do that for you too, no problem. All you got to do is contact our sales office. What they will do is they will set up your account, get all the information from you, and then they will have one of our tech support people give you a call so that they can set all of this stuff up for you. We want you to feel comfortable. We know that moving software from one vendor to another is a bit of an anxiety-producing thing, and we want you to feel comfortable with this. So if you want us to guide you through it step by step, we will be more than happy. We can even log into your computer over the internet, and we can do it all for you and show you how it works. Okay? So once again, recap. 800-644-4051 if you need help after you've set everything up. Of course, you can also use this same number to contact our sales office as well, and they will get the initial account setup done, and then they'll get you in touch with tech support so they can guide you in helping you set everything up. Okay? You can also email them, tech@sfrep.com, if you have any questions that don't need an immediate resolution. And if you have any questions other than that, or if you're having any problems whatsoever, if you're not happy with anything, contact me, training@sfrep.com, and I will be happy to assist you in any way. Now, do any of you guys have any questions? Remember, you can use the chat that's either over to the right or that'll be down at the bottom, or you can email me directly later on, training@sfrep.com. So let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, we're done. So we got out of here in 18 minutes, and I don't want to take any more of your time than we need to. So not getting any questions. So guys, if you want to watch this later on, I am going to post it to our main YouTube channel, but you can also always go to our YouTube channel, which I'll show you how that works here. Let me pull up our YouTube here. So if we go to youtube.com, and actually, if you go to youtube.com/SFREP, that'll take you to the SFREP website or the SFREP YouTube site. If you click on live, you'll be able to see this and all the rest of our webinars that we've done recently. So if you wanted to now go from here and do an introduction to Appraise-It Pro webinar, we've got one right here that we did about a month ago. Now the background there is a little bit different because I just sold my house. That was in my old house, but and we have those actually, scheduled to come up here as well. So if I go to our main website again, you come over here to training, and then you mouse down to training calendar. You'll be able to see all of the webinars that we have scheduled. So here's the one for today. And next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, we have Appraise-It Pro tips and tricks. That is going to be our more advanced how-to. And then we have one on Sketch-It on the 15th at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then we kind of reset back over to our Introduction to Appraise-It Pro webinars. And that will start over again at 1 p.m. on Thursday, the 25th. So hopefully you guys learned something here. If not, if this looks like it's a little bit too complicated for you, like I said, all you got to do is contact our sales office, and then they will start the process, get the ball rolling. Remember, if you're coming over from another software vendor, 6 months for free. If you're coming over from Appraise-It Classic, you can use Appraise-It Pro at no additional charge, and we'll set everything up for you so you can get started. And it's important for those of you using Appraise-It Classic that you know that Appraise-It Pro can exist on your computer side by side with Appraise-It Classic, and you'll be able to use both of them at the same time so you can move over at your own pace. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thanks for joining me for a little bit of time here to learn something new, and I hope you guys have a great weekend coming up. Thanks a lot.